That morning in suburban Chicago, Illinois, the air around a quiet industrial park felt different. For years, Cambium Networks had been just another small communications equipment manufacturer, known mainly to a niche of engineers and telecom integrators. But within a few hours, this relatively obscure company became one of the most talked about names on Wall Street. When trading opened, its stock exploded. From a modest 60 cents the previous day, Cambium Networks surged to roughly $2.40, a staggering gain of about 290% in one trading session. Market capitalization nearly tripled. This was not the kind of move even seasoned traders see in a normal day. Historically, such jumps occur only when a company announces a major merger, secures a government contract, or reports unexpected transformative profits. Cambium had done none of those things. It had issued only one statement, a short press release about an integration partnership with Starlink. The announcement described how Cambium's cloud-based network management platform, CN Mestro, and its security gateway solution, Network Service Edge, would integrate with Starlink satellite terminals. This meant enterprise customers could now manage terrestrial and satellite connections under one centralized system, monitoring data flow, optimizing multiple WAN connections, and controlling security policies in real time. Technically, it was a logical evolution of Cambium's One Network concept, a unified management layer for Wi-Fi, fixed wireless, fiber broadband, and switching infrastructure. The innovation was meaningful, but such technical collaborations rarely move a company's valuation overnight. Normally, investors wait for pilot deployments, performance validation, and revenue impact before bidding a stock up. Cambium's partnership had not yet generated a single confirmed sale, yet the market behaved as though the company had discovered a new business model or won a billion-dollar contract. That paradox marked the first mystery. Why did the market reward a loss-making, risk-exposed hardware vendor with the kind of premium usually reserved for revolutionary breakthroughs? A closer look at Cambium's financials only deepens the puzzle. Over the past 12 months, the company generated about $170 million in revenue, but lost roughly $100 million. Its diluted earnings per share stood at $3.50, and it had no dividend. With such numbers, a conventional market response would be skepticism, not euphoria. Historically, when a company in persistent loss reports a new technology integration, the stock might climb 10 or 20% at most, a speculative bounce, not a structural revaluation. Yet Cambium defied precedent. The second mystery lies in its listing status. For months, Cambium Networks had been under threat of delisting from NASDAQ for failing to maintain the minimum $1 share price requirement. On October 16, 2025, NASDAQ formally issued a delisting determination letter. Under ordinary circumstances, such a notice triggers panic selling. Institutions dump the stock, retail investors flee. Instead, Cambium's shares soared. This reversal was almost cinematic. A company on the brink of delisting suddenly redeemed by the market. The implication was clear. Investors interpreted the Starlink news not just as a technical milestone, but as a lifeline, a sign that the company might survive and regain compliance. The third mystery involves Cambium's cost dynamics. On September 24, 2025, it unveiled a new suite of Wi-Fi 7 access points and switches designed for AI-driven enterprise networks. Then, on October 14th, it introduced gigabit-class subscriber modules, the Force 45 at 18 and Force 4616, targeting wireless ISPs and system integrators. Such product launches are capital-intensive. They demand research, manufacturing, and marketing outlays that usually strain short-term margins. In most cases, these announcements precede a dip in stock price as investors anticipate heavier losses before any potential payoff. But here, the opposite occurred. The market embraced the spending surge as a sign of long-term commitment to innovation. To understand why, we must consider Cambium's story arc. Once hailed as a promising player in wireless connectivity, the company had struggled after the pandemic. Component shortages, shrinking enterprise budgets, and competition from giants like Cisco, Ubiquiti, and Huawei eroded its margins. Its one network vision, a unified platform managing every access point, backhaul, and switch through a single cloud interface, was technologically elegant, but commercially undermonetized. Investors abandoned it. Now the Starlink partnership reignited the narrative of redemption. For a company facing insolvency and delisting, integration with the future of satellite internet was a headline powerful enough to shift psychology. Cambium was no longer just a failing hardware vendor. It was suddenly a potential gateway to the low orbit internet economy. That transformation from near collapse to cosmic relevance encapsulates the psychological core of this story. In capital markets, numbers matter, but narratives move money first. A company on the edge of extinction can rally thousands of traders if it taps into a collective belief about technological inevitability. The expectation of survival itself becomes a self-fulfilling trade. This is why the Cambium surge matters. It shows how modern markets often price possibility before proof. A single story of revival, partnership, or innovation can outweigh a mountain of red ink. Yet behind that optimism lies risk. The Starlink integration is not a revenue guarantee. Cambium still faces declining margins, unresolved supply issues, and fierce competition. Its cash burn remains high. Unless this partnership translates into measurable contracts and sustainable earnings, today's euphoria could fade as quickly as it rose. The company's next earnings report is scheduled for November 11th, 2025. On that day, investors will learn whether the numbers align with the story, whether this surge marks the beginning of a turnaround or the last flare of speculative hope. Investing, after all, is a constant negotiation between imagination and evidence. Cambium Network's meteoric rise may be remembered not just as a market anomaly, but as a case study in how hope can momentarily outrun fundamentals. Before we close, a quick note to our audience. The Valuester channel welcomes your insights and leads about both public and private companies, even those preparing for IPOs or emerging in the crypto market. Share your ideas in the comments. Your suggestions help shape future investigations and stories we cover here. To our dedicated viewers who continue to watch, subscribe, like, comment, and share these videos, thank you. Your engagement fuels this channel's mission to bring clarity to the complex world of finance and technology. We'll keep working to deliver content that rewards your curiosity and deepens your understanding. This was Valuester.